This is something I really wish I knew before starting to manifest or say affirmations or try to alter my subconscious mind. I had a breakthrough over the last 2 years of spiritual growth, and I really want to share them with you in this video. If you're going to go on this journey of trying to carve a new reality for yourself, just be aware of this. Over time, as we mature, as we grow spiritually, as we change ourselves, as we work on ourselves, I realized like my desires changed. When I was younger, when I first did the challenge, I really just wanted to be a multimillionaire. I really wanted to have a lot of friends, so I would manifest that. I felt lonely. It was coming from a place of lack. But then the more I worked on myself, the more that I realized that that's not what I really wanted. The story I lived with from, let's say, 0 to 18, the most of my life, it was a life of no stability. My biological father stepped out of the picture at 4. This other guy raised me till 9 and died. And my mom didn't really know how to support herself. So we were moving from house to house every 2 years of my life. And the only thing that was in my control was academics. So I studied hard. I got A's. I got into really advanced classes. Then I got a degree in computer science and I became a software engineer. And I told myself, I want to be massively successful and have this independence so that I never have to experience what I had in childhood. It's a beautiful story. It's a great origin story. But if you pay attention to the details, it's coming from a place of lack, a lack that I wanted to fill for my future generations. And you see this with a lot of high achievers or super successful people, that they're dealing with low self-esteem. Nothing is ever good enough. Once they make $1 million, now they have to make $5 million. After $5 million, they have to make $10 million. Achievement in the external world never ends. And I kept going and going, and then I wanted my YouTube channel to blow up because I also one of my core needs is significance. I wanted to feel important. In my childhood, because I moved from school to school, at the beginning, I really struggled making friends and keeping friends because as soon as I made friends, I would be in a new place and I would be the loser again. So I wanted to build a YouTube channel. A big reason is I wanted to give value and build community. But there was psychologically in there a place where I wanted to be important. I wanted to be recognized by others. So pair that with the high achievement of trying to make lots of money and trying to be famous. This is just a recipe for disaster. But in this older version of me, I was affirming and trying to alter my subconscious so that I could go out there in the world and get these things. But God knew that wasn't right for me. God knew that wasn't in the plan. I was searching and asking for things that weren't good for me. Just like, let's say there's a toxic person in your life or someone you really want to be with. I have a close friend who wanted to be with this guy. She wanted to attract him in her life. But they were not good together. They were completely different people, but she felt this chemistry. She was obsessed with him. So she kept praying and affirming and trying to get this person to love her. But it never happened. But that was really God protecting her if she just saw it a different way. The same thing might go with any desire one might have. And when I started going through yeshiva and I started working on myself as a vessel and I worked on my character and I started getting rid of the negative character traits, I deal a lot with arrogance. I'm going to make more videos about that, my struggle with arrogance and other different things like anger and working on that and working on sarcasm, working on low self-esteem psychologically. When you get rid of the problems or the traumas of your childhood, your desires, your ratzon, as we say in Hebrew, your will, what you want out of this world changes as well. And as I became more observant, my desires became less me-focused and more community-focused and also serving God-focused. And I'm trying to think outside of myself. And that changed me as well. So the prayers and the affirmations and the things that I desire are completely different than what I wanted in the past. But if we rewind a few years, in that old version of me, I was really putting all of my energy in trying to attract things that weren't good for me. And God was preventing me from having those things because it wasn't the right moment. One great example of that is my YouTube channel, right? I really wanted a big YouTube channel. But in that moment, even though I did 10 hours of affirmations, nothing happened. And that wasn't my first attempt at YouTube, by the way. I've been making YouTube videos since I was 10 years old, and I'm 28 right now. But God said, no, you're not ready yet. It wasn't until my dad was on his deathbed, I had finished yeshiva and I was on a flight home, that I get a notification that one of my videos went viral. Now is the time. Now you're called to action. Now your vessel is ready. You are ready as a person. Now it's time to build. And this is a lesson for all areas of life. When you're praying for something or you want something, it's okay to desire. It's okay to ask the universe and pray to God for the thing you want. But just know in the back of your mind, you might not know what you want. You always get what you need. You always get what you need. If there is a mission and you have to, let's say, God forbid, there's a big medical expense that comes and that person needs the medical expense, that's a need. But let's say you want $5 million or you want to be rich. That's your affirmation. Why? Why do you want to be rich? Investigate that. Often it's going to be coming from a place of lack, coming from a place of pain. When you work on yourself, your desires change. And that's something I really wish I knew before getting on this journey of affirmations. And now my affirmations have changed. I've altered them. I say, I'm talking to God here, if you believe this is right for me, please help me on this journey to get X. But if it's not, please steer me away from it. Only give me what's right for me. We can be attracting things into our lives that are not good for us. So we have to be careful to make sure that our ultimate divine self, the best version of ourselves, is getting what it needs. I would love to hear what you have to say on this. So please leave a comment if you have any insights. And if you like this video, definitely like it. And if you're not in our community yet, called Affirmations of the Soul, definitely join. It's going to be in the description below. Looking forward to having you there. With that, I'll see you in the next video.